back to Two Tall Stitchers. We're glad you came back to visit us. If you're new, thanks for joining us. And we also have someone else with us today.
Hello.
The princess decided to come and make an appearance.
Sadly, I don't have any finishes for you. I started my junior year of high school, which is, always busy, but I'm stage managing our school musical too, and I'm part of our yearbook staff. So I've been busy with rehearsal and homework and taking pictures. But if you're interested, I'll be at Persnickety on Saturday, and I'll be there with my diamond painting too. So if you'd like to stop by and meet me in person, because, I'm such a joy.
Okay, you can leave now.
Now she's going to go play on her device.
She's modest like her mother and her sister.
So welcome back, everybody. It's actually Friday night here. I don't know when this will go up, if it'll go up tonight or early on Saturday morning, but right now it's Friday, September 10th. 2021. So if you're watching this 10 years from now, this is what was going on 10 years ago. So we're filming tonight because you have a busy weekend working at the shop, and I have a busy weekend of watching tennis games and Girl Scout activities. So first I thought I'd share my shirt. My mom gave this to me. Weekend forecast, sewing with a chance of drinking. My favorite Friday night shirt. All right, so let's go to the quilt of the day. This is one of my quilts. It is called Crossroads. I don't actually have the pattern anymore. There were 4 of us who made it together at a retreat, and I don't think I must have given somebody the pattern. And the reason why is because I didn't cut it out correctly. And so this quilt is actually named Plan B because it was not supposed to have there's dark brown cornerstones in the middle of each block. And it wasn't supposed to have them because the 4 blocks were supposed to fit together perfectly. Mine didn't. So I got a big lesson in partial seams and cornerstone blocks and all that fun stuff. But in the end, I love how it turned out. This is a quilt that comes out for the fall in my house. I quilted it with a pantograph that has autumn leaves on it. So it's a great quilt, and I love to put it out in the autumn. And the back of it is a big old scrappy mess of several pieces of fabric that I had that kind of went along with the color theme. So that's our quilt this week. I don't even know who the designer was, but the original quilt was named Crossroads. So if you like it, just know yours won't look exactly like mine, but you can find it under the name Crossroads.
We also want to say thanks to Maria and Allison, who've been sending us a few pictures, not of Biscornus, but of other things. And we really are glad, Allison, that you like the Febreze tip. And we would love to have you come to our retreat, even if you do live in England. It could be a special vacation.
All right. Do you want to talk about what we've been up to?
What have we been up to? Well, I'm tired tonight, but it's just lots of late nights. I've been watching the U.S. Open tennis, and, they record it, and then it's 7 hours, and the next thing it's 1 o'clock, and, it goes on from 1 a.m. It goes on from there, and then I work today, and I'm working tomorrow because it's Vicky's birthday. So her sisters have come in to celebrate because it's a significant birthday. So I said I would work both days. So I had to call her once today, and she said, "How are things going?" I said, "Well, the store hasn't burned down yet, so we're in good shape." So that's what I've been doing. We had a great sewing weekend last weekend.
The dog is trying to come make an appearance too.
We had a great sewing weekend. We sewed from Friday night after I got off work until Sunday, and actually we stitched Friday night, I think, because by the time we finished it was late. We went out to dinner and stuff, and then Saturday we went and ditzed around and then had lunch and wound up finally sewing like at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
4:30. 4:30 is when we turned on our machines for our sewing day.
So that
but then we did pretty well.
We did. We got a lot done. We did some finishing, which we'll show you, and we both got some sewing done, and we had a good time. We had a good weekend. Yeah. Okay. Why don't you go sit in the chair?
Why don't you go see Jenna?
For some reason, he wants to see everybody tonight.
He wants to be right here. It's because I fed him last weekend. He hasn't been eating well, and so there's a little bag in the table that I use that has dog biscuits in it, and Mom's friend comes and sews every couple of weeks, and she gives him dog biscuits like candy. And so he comes over to that machine and he wants dog biscuits. So since he hasn't been eating his real food, I just put a bunch of his food into a baggie last weekend, brought it upstairs, and he ate it like it was dog biscuits. So I think that's why he's close to me again, because he's hoping he'll get another good meal.
And he sits there and he looks at Jennifer, he looks at Kathy, and then he looks at the drawer. Then he looks up at them and he looks at the drawer. And it's hysterical, you know. Kathy really has him spoiled. I mean, he sits there, he drools on her leg, you know. I mean, the whole 9 yards. She's like, Cole, I want to sew. And he's like, no, I need a biscuit. So, yeah, he can be challenging.
I think I'm going to have to pet him this whole video.
Yeah.
All right. So we've had a fun couple of weeks.
Yes.
I think after we filmed our last video, we went out and shopped because it was my birthday weekend. We went down to Backdoor Quilts on the south side of Indianapolis, and I had fun. I bought fabric for a couple of projects that will probably wind up going to retreat with me in October. And you just bought your bucket block.
I bought that one pattern. It's over there on the cutting table. Remember for that bag. Can you see it? It's right there. Get it? Yeah, can you grab it?
Maybe.
Yeah, move. No, we're not going to do that.
Oof.
See it right there?
This one?
I think that's it.
The Annie bag?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I was really good when we went down.
Well, I had my birthday discount, so
yeah.
I was pretty good. I did not bring my fabric to show today because there was enough other stuff to show. So why don't we jump right into it? I think we're going to start with a few questions from last time. So one of the questions was, when will the princess be back? So there she was, a quick visit, and she is going to be busy all the way through November. Honestly, probably all the way through the holidays, because once the play is done, then she will be into like final season. So she has a busy schedule this year, but she's having a great time. So
she's taking AP classes, so she's got good deal of homework.
Heavy course load this year, but
plus she has to spend time on her device. God forbid we should not look at our device for 30 hours a day.
But I remember when I was that age, I used to call and talk to my friends for hours.
Yeah.
You remember? Because I remember you yelling, "Get off the phone! It's been 45 minutes."
Yeah, but anyway, this is different.
Yes. The second one, early on in one of our videos, somebody asked for a pin stitch demo, and I just wanted to remind you that I haven't forgotten about it. We meant to film it last weekend, and then we got distracted with other things. So we will still do it someday. It'll be a surprise when you log on and see that we have
both of us
a video that includes that demo. Definitely, we'll still do it. Okay.
And Life Breeds Love asked Jennifer about doing a Biscornu. She said, didn't you get bored stitching the same pattern 4 times?
Yeah, I did not. So once again, I picked this Fox Biscornu from Tiny Modernist. It's pretty small. It's only 71 by 71. And I did one fox and then the little tree stump next to it. And then I moved on to the next one. And it really wasn't bad. I left the small pieces of color so that were around, I'll hold this up again, the little color around the head here and the mushrooms. I left those until I had done all the bigger pieces, and then I came back and did that all together. So for me, it was kind of motivating. Like once I got the first one done, I was like, okay, let's go to the next one. The one thing I did find is that I wound up storing an extra needle at the top of my fabric, because once you have a couple of foxes, you don't remember which one's the top. If you have something that's repeating 4 times around. So I do recommend doing something to mark the top so that you're always stitching the same way.
Yes.
Yeah. But no, I didn't get bored at all. It was fun. I liked it.
Okay, and CTC Crafter asked if the EGA sale was open to the public. Unfortunately, it was. I bought a little bit, but she went nuts. But a lot of people got some really good bargains and stuff. So if you have an EGA chapter in your area, you could check with them and see if they have a garage sale. I know they raised something like $2,000 or $3,000. They did very, very well, and their prices were extremely reasonable, very reasonable. Yeah. And they didn't have as much stuff as they had last year, from what they said. We did not go last year, but
and I know somebody, sorry, I don't remember who it was, but from New Jersey said, "Oh, I don't even know if we have EGA around me," and then wrote back later and said, "I found a chapter. It's not too far away." So definitely look in your area to see if there's an EGA chapter. They may or may not do a garage sale, but if they do, I recommend going.
Yeah.
It's worth it. Yeah.
Now, Janice had an interesting question. She said she was separated from her sister at birth, and she thought that one of us might be her sister because she looked just that we look alike. So now we want to know, Janice, is it
Which
Jennifer
one?
that looks alike, or is it me that looks alike? So is it a young sister or a really old sister?
And I'm pretty sure you know the answer if it's me.
Yeah, I know the answer. Trust me. Only one came out. She was little. She was only 8'6" compared to my first one, who was 11'4".
Yeah.
So yeah. No.
So
Trust me.
let us know, Janice.
Yes, yes.
But not that we know of.
Not that we know
You have no
of.
knowledge of a sister
I don't
that
think
was
so.
separated at birth. Audrey asked more about our scroll frames, and Audrey, those are American Dream frames. We talked a lot about them in our early episodes. They were quite a topic of discussion. So if you go back to episodes 2 and 3 and the questions at the front end of those, you'll find out a lot more information, including people that found places to still buy them.
I was going to say there are links there too, and lots of comments.
Yeah.
Yes. Patty wanted to know, how did we get started hosting retreats and how long have we been doing it? Well, it was one of those things. We go on quilt retreats every year, and we have for probably, 6 or 8 years now at least.
10.
10? Oh,
Because
really?
it's more than
That's
10
right,
years
more
old.
than 10 years, yeah. And we used to go on one a year that was organized, and then we had a group of friends who used to get together and go, and we finally realized that we should go to the organized one in the spring also, because then we didn't have to do all the work.
Yeah.
And we got to say, and it was much better.
Yeah.
And so we kicked it around, and I said to Jen one time, I said, we should do a cross-stitch retreat. She said, yeah, we should. And so this went back and forth, and it was like, oh yeah, we need to do it. You know how that goes. And so one day, just because I had nothing else to do, I put a note out on Facebook, and I said, if there were a retreat, a cross-stitch retreat, I put it on Stitchers Events. I said, if there were, or somewhere on Facebook, in some stitching group, Stitchers Events, I said, if there were a retreat in central Indiana that cost $25 to $50, is there any interest?
Yeah, just stitching.
Just stitching,
no
no classes, no teachers or anything, just to get together with friends and new friends and stitching and everything. What did I get? Like 70 replies.
Yeah.
I was stunned.
You were amazed.
And that was like within 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
So then we bit the bullet and we went ahead and did it. And our first one was in
2018.
2018. And we put it out and it filled in, 3 days?
Pretty quickly.
It was very quickly.
Yeah.
And so we had several people from Indianapolis, that we knew, but then we had a lot of people who came. We had people that came from Florida, Iowa,
Arizona,
Virginia, Arizona, Kentucky. We had Michigan. I think somebody was from Michigan. But we had a lot of people who came, Ohio. And so we had people that came from out of state, which was really surprising. And so we said, well, we'll do it again. So by the end of the retreat, the first retreat, we had the forms out for registration, and it was sold out the day we left. Everybody came back.
Yeah.
And then 2019, that was the sold out one. And then last year, of course, we had another sold out one planned, but with COVID and everything, we had to cancel it. It really killed us. We waited as long as we could. And everybody was so supportive. We sent out the note and said, listen.
Sad, but supportive.
Yeah. And so then we decided, well, why not do a second one since one is so popular?
Yeah.
So we decided we'd do a second one in the spring. So that's how we got started, and we haven't really lost our minds. But it's a lot of fun. I'm a master trainer for Girl Scouts, and Jennifer is also a trainer, and I trained event planning for years. So, I've chaired luncheons for 800 people, so chairing a retreat for 30 is a piece of cake. And
we've both chaired big events and planned big events, and so there's certainly stuff that mostly she does. She does the background work. I'm the voice in the room usually, and there's some work, but it's worth it. It's not totally
overwhelming.
Worth it. It's a lot of fun.
We really enjoy it. We've met some really neat people, and we look forward to meeting more. So.
And while we're talking about retreats, do you want to give a quick update on registrations for next year?
The fall retreat is full right now. Not full, August is full, but we are taking a wait list. Yeah. So if you think you would like to get on the wait list, please fill out your information. Do not send any money. Yeah. Just send me the registration form, and I'll let you know where you are on the wait list, or, people get sick or something like that. And so we usually do have a couple people who are unable to come, and we are able to fill the wait from the wait list. And then the spring retreat in March, we are about half full. Yeah. So we still have a good 12 or 14 spaces. So if you're interested in that, send money.
Yeah.
and your registration form.
And the link for the retreat information and the registration form is in the description below. So just pop down there and you can link over to my blog, and that's where you'll find the information and the registration forms.
And if you have any questions, just email
Yep.
us, twotallstitchers@gmail.com, and, we'll help you with anything.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun.
Yes. We have a good time.
All right.
And sometimes we drink. But I shouldn't tell you that because some of you may not drink. But we don't get drunk. We have a good time.
No. And then Ginger asked to show how to use the rubber clips. So I actually have mine on a project, so I'll show that in a couple minutes, Ginger.
Yeah.
All right.
So the Biscornu challenge.
Shall we jump into the Biscornu challenge? So this has been so fun. Last time I saw you, I think I had the top done. This time I have my whole Biscornu done. So this is my first FFO from our fun time together last weekend. And it really was not hard. You guys were right. You told me it wouldn't be hard. And it really wasn't. Mine used this orange thread. It's the DMC to close it up and to put the lines in. And my stitches came out perfectly. I was so nervous going up to that last stitch, but it turned out perfectly. And we have had a blast watching everybody else stitch along and hashtag on Instagram. So I will go ahead and stop here and put in a little video with a bunch of the pictures from Instagram so that you all can enjoy some of the Biscornus as well. So thank you to everybody who sent a picture and everybody who's stitching along. And you know what? If you have only put 5 stitches in, keep going. And if you're finished yours, hey, look for another one. I think most of us who finished it have said, that was really fun and I would do that again.
Yep.
I have another one in my stash that's
I do too.
Thanksgiving, so I may pick that
Somewhere
up.
I
And
have one.
you have one around here.
Yeah.
So I may get going on that one in a couple of weeks. So okay, we'll stop here.
Okay, quickly before she stops. I haven't worked on mine. The only thing I did was frog. Because as I went to work on it the other day, we were stitching in the park, and I looked down and I realized that the part that I had done was in the wrong place. So I took it out, and I just said, "You're going home for a while."
Yeah.
So I will get mine
You'll
finished.
get back to it.
I'll get back to it.
And yours is a Christmas one, so
Yeah.
when you get more in the mind of Christmas stitching.
And I've been working on shop models and my own stuff, and
Yeah.
and trying to knit the sweater, and
Don't I come up with great ideas for her?
she's just wonderful. So as a result, I haven't gotten as far as zippy doo dah here.
All right, so now,
Now.
without further ado, here are the pictures of the Biscornu challenge. Hope you enjoyed them. And thank you again to everybody who stitched along. All right, why don't we jump in? You have some previous finishes to share.
Since we have not really ever been around you guys in the fall, I have some really neat fall things, and I thought I would just make you look at them. So this
Start
I
with
finished.
the oldest one.
No, that's my
your
FFO.
Okay.
Okay, this is one I made. It was out of a magazine, and Jennifer said
Just
she had the
cross-stitch.
title, but we don't have it here.
It's like a probably 2016, 2017-ish, just cross-stitch magazine.
And the reason I did it is because the way I saw it finished was on this little blackboard, chalkboard. One side was a chalkboard and one side is a cork. And so I went to Target and I found it and I bought it, and I bought you one too, I think, didn't I?
Yes.
And so a friend of mine finished it for me once I got all the stitching done, and I love it. I think it's so neat.
It's so
So
pretty.
that's one of my fall outs.
I'll put it. You want to put it back there?
Yeah, I'll put it over here. And then I also, I'm a sucker for seasonal things. I have finished, I think, all of them. And so that's the autumn one. A lot of people finish it and they leave the words off, but I'm too much of a rule follower, so I did the whole thing. And I really enjoyed it. It was fun. And that was framed by Liz down at Fancy Works, I think.
And this is a little house needleworks pattern called Autumn.
It's one of the seasons. You can find it. You know, if you're really desperate, send me a note or make a comment and I'll look it up.
And I think this is the frame from the pattern, right? It says Family Tree Frame Company.
Yes.
And this is another one that you have finished.
With the turnbuckles
with
on
the
it.
buckles so that you can switch out each season. Have you done the other seasons yet?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I believe.
Okay.
I have to
Well, you
find
did
them.
this one twice, I think, didn't
Yes.
you?
Yes,
That's
I
the
did.
one you did twice. But yeah, so my sister-in-law's going to maybe get a present.
Yeah.
She probably doesn't want
She doesn't watch
Yeah.
this. It'll be okay. She won't know. Okay, and then you've seen the other one. So, again, with the turnbuckles, I switched to the autumn. And it's the called for threads. It's a little house deal. And I love doing these things because I like doing letters. And they're quick to do. You know, you just go down and when you miscount, you just frog it out and start over again. And I've been known to do that more than once on more than one project. So that's
and
my
we switched
autumn.
that out last weekend.
Yeah.
And the good news on this one is you were not so short on your
No,
fabric that she had to
no
fetch
lace
in
or
here.
anything else. Yeah, this one was good.
Yeah.
But I think it's the back that was
The
really
back
tight.
was tight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but we won't get into that.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I had these two guys. They were doodles, which were little tiny boxes, and they came with the buttons. And we found them down at Stitches from the Heart in Evansville, and they were on the counter, and they were just a little tiny box like this, and you just use scraps. And so I actually FFO'd them myself.
Yeah,
which I
with
still find
cording
shocking.
on the edge.
Yeah.
They look great.
Got a little carried
And
away.
some Halloween fabric
Yep.
on the back. Yeah.
And I had glue on my fingers for days. And actually, this is one.
Well, just bring the whole basket
Oh,
over.
yeah.
Just take your new one
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. I have this cute basket that I got at, I think it was Pier 1 maybe. And it's a great Halloween basket. It's a big spider web and it's got spiders that hang off it. And those are two Mill Hill kits that I finished and were ready to put
many
up.
years ago.
No, it's not too long ago.
Oh, really?
Actually, yeah.
Okay.
This one was just last year or the year
Okay.
before.
And now watch as she fills up the
Yes.
basket.
This is one I got at Retreat. This was on one of the small exchanges that we did. So that might have been the first year.
one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then this one, actually, I won it, but I finished it. My friend Nancy doesn't sew. And so when she got it done, she said, could you help me finish it? So I did, and then I picked it out, and she said, I wanted to yell, no, no, no. But I really like it. I think it's cute, and it's got little tiny, I don't know if you can see it. See, it's got tiny rickrack, narrow rickrack around it and everything. So I was really pleased, because she did a good job, and I did a good job. And then this is one I got 2 years ago, I guess. Diana Stapleton, who owns Fancy Works, where the fancy fabric comes, she made this one, and I love it, with the Jabco buttons. And the back is really pretty, because it's sparkly. So that was pretty. So that goes in here.
Yeah.
And then you saw the autumn one that I won this year that Janie made. And that goes in here. And then I like the one that I made so much this year. And this is an FFO, but I'm going to show you
That's
that anyway.
okay.
I liked it so much, I made it again. And I FFO'd it. And I did the back the way Hands-On Design does, where you make an X. And then you stuff it. And then you take this and you put some Wonder Under on it or something like that. I think I used Steam-A-Seam. And then you just fuse it on, and it's great. And you don't have to muck with having to do the seams, you know, how they always kind of turn out funny.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's my
That's your basket of
fall
goodies.
basket. Yeah.
I just realized I
So.
don't have our thing to hold behind our stitching.
Oh.
Be right back.
Okay.
Hopefully I won't knock over the quilt. Okay.
Okay. Good.
All right.
So then, that's previous finishes. Now
Okay.
whips and new starts.
Why don't I go? I have 2 new starts, so I'll show
Okay.
them and then we'll get into whips.
Yeah.
So my first new start is actually an embroidery project. This is called Chili Penguins by the Birdhouse, and I bought this on our Michigan trip last fall. And it's an embroidery piece because one of my friends is a huge penguin fan, and my husband asked me the other night, who are you making this for? And I told him, and then I said, how many penguin things can one person have? But I figure if you love them, you still like them. So this is my tennis project because I don't need my magnifying light. So I have a small start. It's kind of hard to watch tennis and stitch. Tricia, I know you do it. I don't know how you do it. You do it too.
Yeah.
You watch tennis and stitch, but I get like one stitch and then I watch the game for a while. So it's a slow start, but
and you traced it all on there, right?
it came. So
Oh, it
that
came.
was in.
Oh, okay.
So this pattern
It was a kit.
has the tracing in it, but it came with it on the
Hold it up
fabric
closer so
already.
they can see it. See,
Yeah.
it was already there. That's really nice.
So yes, that was great. And then here's how I use the little rubber
Clips.
So this is quite long. As you can see, it's a long rectangular pattern. So I just rolled it all up and I stuck it here and I used the clips to hold that instead of the fabric all hanging out. So I'm probably gonna have to pick up more clips because once I work my way down, I'll have to roll top and bottom.
Yeah.
But there's my first of my 2 new starts. And we have 2 tennis matches tomorrow, so hopefully I'll maybe finish that first penguin in the middle. And then we told you earlier this year that we are trying to participate in Carolyn 55 on Instagram is hosting an ornament challenge, and I think we've both fallen a little bit behind.
Yep.
But I decided to start catching up at the end of July. I missed July and August, and I'm doing that one right there. This is from the 2016 Christmas ornament issue. Between the two of us, I think we have them all. Yeah.
Between the two of us, we
well,
have a
and
lot of stuff.
I won the CD in a giveaway a couple years ago because I stitched 12 ornaments in 1 year on that Facebook group.
Okay.
So anyway, so this is a collaboration between Hands On Design and it's Cecile McPeak and Rachel Martin. It's called Squareology, and so far
It's really cute.
I have 3 of my sleds made. And I will admit I'm a little grumpy about this because I usually stitch during lunch, but I've been super busy at work and I haven't had the time to take for lunch. So in 2 weeks, I've only stitched 3 sleds. But this is on I think it's 32 count petty point, and I love this linen.
Yes.
It's so nice to stitch on. And this is with Louisiana hot sauce. So I had a few of the colors that they called for, and the ones I didn't have, I just reached in my bag and grabbed what I had. So this will be hopefully a finish next time. Hopefully I'll get a little more stitching time during lunch.
Yes.
Okay. So those were my new starts. You want to go into whips now?
Okay, my whips. I am still working on models for the shop, and this is the Mill Hill Autumn Harvest, and I actually worked on this week, and so I have almost all the beading done. I just have one more set of beads to put on, and then it'll be done.
And it looks
got a
like
little.
it could be done now.
No, there's holes.
Yeah.
It
looks really great.
Yeah, I'm really pleased with it. And
Yeah.
so there's a little star that hangs off it, and so I hope to get that done this week.
I see now.
Yeah, see.
There are
Yeah,
beads missing.
there's beads missing.
All right.
So yeah, so that's that one, and then I actually worked on my Christmas rules. The last time, remember, I had taken out the lettering because it was the wrong color. Well, I put it back in, and see, it's green now, and that certainly makes a difference. I don't know if you can tell, the lighting is not as great as it sometimes is. And then I finished the next one down, which was, and now I'm on the last segment. There's
Yeah,
the
you
last
finished Hang
thing.
Mistletoe.
Yeah.
And you're on Give More Than You Get.
Yeah.
And then there's only one more
Yeah.
after that.
Yeah. So that's
so
kind
I'll
of
show
exciting.
the pattern again. This
It goes
is
very quickly.
Lizzie Kate set, and she even shows you on the back how to make them all together. This is Christmas Rules, and this one is F103. Maybe hard to find this now, but I know that 123 Stitch is carrying her line. But a lot of shops still have a little bit of Lizzie Kate.
This is the one I'm working on now, and then this will be the last one. And so I actually might get it done before Christmas this year.
You will.
Shocking.
You will.
And
that's all she wants to stitch on, if we're honest.
Yeah, I want to get it. Well, I enjoy it. Because it's got letters.
Yeah.
It's got letters.
And it's inspiring when you get near the end of something.
And then this is the model I'm doing for the shop. And I've been working on that. And this isn't from Imaginating.
Yeah.
And
Feeling
so
Wicked.
I actually, when I'm in the shop and it's not busy, I'm stitching on that. So here it is. And so I'm making good progress on that. There is purple on it, which I've managed to handle well. I haven't thrown up on it. And I'm enjoying it because I love doing the words. So that'll go back to work with me tomorrow. And if it's not busy, I will stitch on that again.
And this is on a white DMC.
Right, it's Ada, 18.
Ada.
14 or 18.
Sorry, white Ada.
Yeah. I think it's a...
I think it's a 14 count.
It says...
It looks like
14. Yeah, 14
it's a 14 count. Yeah, with all the called for DMC.
Yes.
And since we didn't say it, someone will ask, your Christmas Rules is on 28 count crystal jade linen.
Yes.
Yes.
And that came from Fancy Works, and you can contact her,
Yes.
and she could order it for you.
Yeah.
So that's it. I don't have.
Okay.
I don't think. No, because my Biscornu is not
I have
showable.
a couple because I flipped around a lot. So my first one is also a shop model for Persnickety. This is Halloween Wreath by Tiny Modernist.
Show them the inside. Oh, you can't show the
No, but I'll
but
tell
tell
you.
them.
Okay, on the inside, on the left-hand
can show it on
side,
here.
10, you know how there's broken into segments of 10. The 10 section on the very left is printed twice. So don't stitch it twice or you'll wind up with 2 of this section. So if you have this pattern, go in right now and mark off that first 10 column. I was in the shop for a little bit today and I put a post-it note in it that said, don't stitch this, it's a mistake, for the pattern that was still in the shop. But I made good progress on this. I worked on this quite a bit last weekend, and I worked on it in the evenings at home. And so I have really just to finish the circle around the top. There's
you're really close.
Still some big pieces. There's 2 like haunted houses and a big moon at the top. But hopefully, again, by next time we see you, this will be... I'd love it if it's an FFO. We'll see if we get that far. But hopefully it'll at least be a finish. And then my next whip, I showed you guys this one last time.
Seems like last year.
It was a birthday start. This is Calvin and Clyde from Stitching with the Housewives. And I had just barely started it last time, and I didn't get much further this time. I think I just worked on this one morning during my Sunday morning stitching. And this is on a mystery linen with my Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch needle minder, which I love. And this is on linen that we dyed. Yeah. This is the denim blue Rit dye. So this is great. I had run out of a lot of thread for this one, and so I kind of just stopped stitching on it, but I got the thread now, so I'll get back to this. Probably after I finish up a few other things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and I forgot to say Trick or Treat is on 28 count hand-dyed Stormy Gray. Not dyed by me, but that's available in the shop. All right. You've done all yours?
No, yeah.
Oh, where's your...
That's what I just realized. I'm missing it. I don't know where it is. It's somewhere. Well, I got more done. I'm getting close.
Next up is our flea market flowers. I think you're still ahead of me, but I made good progress.
Oh, yeah, you're catching up.
So I finished... I'm not going to put the board behind it. 2 full columns. And I started outlining the frames for this one. I did that when I needed some mindless stitching. That's great mindless stitching.
Yes.
And now I'm going to start filling them in. So I have to say, like, I really like this, but I'm just not feeling the spring colors as much anymore. So I'll still keep it in my whip bin, but it may not get as much love as some of the fall stuff. I'm itching really to stitch more fall. But I'll keep working on it. And this is on a 28 count antique white Lugana.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
And mine's over there somewhere, but I don't know. It's not critical. Maybe the next time
We'll show it next time.
Yeah.
And then the last one, my mom hasn't seen my progress on this one. I picked back up an older whip. This is Charting a Course, and this was a kit I bought at a Stitcher's Garage sale up at House of Stitches last year, two years ago. And I bought the kit for $3, I think. And I just love it. And I got all the way to the bottom.
Wow.
Okay, so...
Wow.
Oh, this is stuck. Last time you guys saw it, it's...
Yeah. Just tear it off.
Okay. Okay, so here we are. There's the whole thing. This is the bottom down here. I'm gonna hold that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so all I have left is the rest of the ship's wheel. I have some fill-in to do here. These are all half stitches. There's a little flag and another like part of a compass or a wheel. And then I have to backstitch everything from here down. I did have the smarts to backstitch the top last time I worked up there. Although I noticed one stitch popped out, so I'm gonna have to go back and get that one.
Oh, yeah.
But I'll have to backstitch the rest of the lighthouse. I think just the very top of the lighthouse is backstitched. And
So
then
pretty.
around the
Oh my
rocks.
gosh, it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
You're going to have a lighthouse collection of the ABCs.
I am. This is my second lighthouse, and I love them both. So
Yes.
I'm really, really motivated now. Like I said with your Christmas rules, I kind of just want to sit down and work on this one and get it done.
Yep. The end is in sight, and
yes.
it's like, I want to get it done.
Yes. So that's my Charting a Course.
That is beautiful.
And that I've worked on most of the last week. I did a little bit of the Halloween wreath, and then my lunchtime stitching, but everything else was on this.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm looking forward to finishing that. And I think that one will be framed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so...
Shall we go into Finish Palooza now? So we had a great weekend last weekend. Like we said, we did a little bit of sewing, but we did a lot of finishing.
Yes.
So I have my Biscornu plus 4 more finishes. You have
I have one.
one more plus your pillow.
But this takes the cake for the longest in the world. This is from, well, the date on the pattern I think is 1999.
I thought it was like 93 or
wait,
something.
Hang on. It's
old.
Yeah, it's old, like her mother. Where was the date? It was on here. Oh, fudge.
Okay, well, why don't I
Yeah.
hold it up while you look for the date?
Okay,
Give me the
okay.
front. No, not this
Oh.
design.
Yeah. So this was a little basket, and it came, they had the 1993
Yeah.
was the date. And so they had the little wooden basket and everything. I thought, oh, this will be so fast. Well, it didn't get done.
27
I did.
years, 28 years
No,
later.
I probably got it in the late 90s, so it's maybe 20 years old. But I FFO'd it myself, and I have those Fiskar templates, and the 2 circle ones on the circle template were perfect for the inside, and on the I don't know if you can see the outside, and these little guys stick on, and they're so cute. But inside, see, I finished it with felt, but the template was the perfect size for the inside circle and then the outside circle. So this is something I've been threatening to finish for at least 4 or 5 years now, saying, oh yeah, I've got to get it done, I've got to get it done. And it's done.
And I think one time when we were digging through, we found this piece mostly done.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of spurred us to bring it out, because I said, what is this? You've been holding on to this for too long. Are you ever going to finish this? And she said, yes. And then she did.
So I did.
Yes.
So I did. So that I'm
Yes.
proud of this. And then my other one was the second pillow.
The pillow.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that was all my FFOs.
And so I did a little bit of framing. So I've bought frames over time at different places, and they sit in my drawer. And I say, someday I'm going to frame them. And then I watch Liz, again at Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch, and she like finishes a project and frames it that same weekend.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, put your big girl pants on, pull those frames out, get Liz's tutorial on how to frame, and get going. So I have 3 finished frame pieces, and these are all the frames I have like picked out for a piece.
Yeah.
So this one, gosh, it's not showing the color of the frame. Great. It's like a red-orange frame. This is a piece that I bought in Florence. It's actually stamped cross-stitch on Ada. And I came home and I gave it to my mom. I said, oh, look, I bought you this in Italy. And she said, thank you. And that was all real nice. And then about 10 years later, she said to me, I don't think I'm ever going to stitch this. So I took it back.
Yeah.
And I stitched it. And it's the Ponte Vecchio. And it's actually funny. In 2004, I spent my anniversary in Italy on a work trip without my husband. So went out for actually a nice dinner that night. It was the best dinner of the whole trip. And we toasted to my husband back at home.
with the kids.
With the kids, yeah. No, 2004. They weren't born yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was before kids.
Oh, yeah,
Yep.
that's right.
Yeah. So this is Firenze. I'm pretty sure this was stitched with DMC or something else similar. It was a kit.
Yeah, I bet it was.
Thread. But I really it looks even
looks great
better
in
in the video.
And framed, it's really
And framed,
nice. It's
yes.
finished.
Yes. And then the second one is a little Lizzie Kate project. And this one, oh man, I miss the daytime light.
Yeah.
This frame has just some really pretty coloring around the edges. And this is A Little Boo by Lizzie Kate. And originally I thought I might finish this as a pillow and just decorate for Halloween like all your little pillows, but then I found this frame and it was perfect for it. So that one is done as well. And then the third one is Bent Creek Candy Corn of Mischief, and this was a kit that was popular maybe 5 or 6 years ago, and I think you gave me this one too. I think this was a birthday or Christmas gift, and this is stitched on pearl cotton. And
no, it's stitched on burlap.
It's stitched on burlap with
pearl cotton.
And so I got this one in this lovely little gray frame, and you can see it fits in there very snugly, but I really like that.
Move it up so you can see all the faces.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. This is really cute, and I am working on that. But I ran out of the pearl cotton, but Vicki suggested using 6 strands of regular DMC rather than buying, 6 different skeins of pearl cotton that I'll never use again.
Yeah.
So,
love that. I will have all my Halloween out. And then my last finish was one of the first finished objects I showed you, and now it's an FFO. So this is the ornament I stitched in January for the ornament challenge this year, and it is also from a Just Cross Stitch, one of the early ones, and it's just Joy by Lizzie Kate, and it had something below it, but I didn't stitch that because I had plans to finish it into a needle roll, and I did that over the weekend, and I'm so pleased with how it turned out, and I put a little ribbon on it so it can hang from the tree, and it's just a different size and shape than any of my other ornaments.
and it's the petty point again.
Really happy with this one. Yeah.
The petty point, which is
I
fun
have
to
one
work
more
with.
petty point project that I haven't FFO'd, so
Oh, okay.
might have to do that soon.
Yeah.
All right. Haul.
I'm going to go next because she's going to be the next hour. When we went down to Backdoor for her birthday, we both make bags. She makes more than I do, but I found the stand-up, take a stand, it's called as a stand-up tote, and I thought that was pretty neat, so I'm going to tackle that. Probably won't be till after the holidays because I've got other things I'm trying to get done, but that was that. And then we went over to Ovation, the quilt store that's 5 minutes from my house that gets me in trouble all the time, and I bought this book, an Annie book. It's called Quilts You Can Make in a Day, and it's got some really cute patterns in it, and our sushi chef is expecting a baby, and so we're going to make her a baby quilt, and so I thought this was kind of neat. We're going to make her more of a contemporary baby quilt than the old-fashioned, pink and blue and little duckies and that kind of stuff on it. It's going to be really cool from 2 old ladies.
And then at first I have some birthday hauls, so it hadn't arrived by last time, but my mom gave me the best gifts. Stitchers and quilters give the best gifts to other stitchers and quilters. She gave me Priscilla's Pretty Plaids and Chelsea's Checks from Fat Quarter Shop. Can't wait. I already have a plan for one of these with that Halloween wreath. So can't wait to... I didn't open these on purpose because I wanted to show them like this, but then I'll open them now.
You put them here.
Yeah, they're going
So
to
they
slide
don't-
off.
they'll slide off
Yeah.
otherwise.
And then my next gift is from my friend Beth, who is also a stitcher, and she sent me this project bag for my birthday. And inside, first I have to show you the card. It's a really, really pretty card, and it's beaded, really cool peacock on it.
She didn't make it. It's a...
No, she didn't
So-
make it, but still pretty. And then this project bag is from Stay Home Stitches that she got for me, and it has dragonflies on the back. And then she also got a grime guard to go around the Q-snaps, which I love. And that one may actually wind up going around the tennis project
Oh, wow,
because
that'll
with
be
the
good.
with the dirt at the tennis
Yeah.
court, that might be a good idea. So thank you, Beth. I love my presents. I already told you that, but now you hear it officially on Flosstube. Now it's really true. And I didn't bring my fabric from the quilt shop, but I did buy one pattern. And this is the Bitsy box. And this is the pattern that we showed you last time that Janie gave us at the retreat for those
Right.
little bitty bags. And so we saw the pattern and said, yep, got to get it so we can make some of those too.
Especially with 30% off.
Yes, I had my, not 30,
No.
I'm not 60.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
My gosh.
It was only 29.
Okay. And then next up, last weekend, we made a trip to Joann's, and I was in a buying mood. As many of you have pointed out, and we've seen on Instagram and other pictures, they've started carrying anchor on spools, and so I had heard that the black and white anchors were quite good coverage, so I got one of each of those just to try them out. I got this really pretty Halloween ribbon, and I picked up this little hanging piece in the raw wood section. I feel like I had an idea of what I could put on this
You
when we
did.
were in the store,
But you've slept since then.
but I don't remember it. It'll come back to me someday.
Okay.
And then this was the big find. I found this. This is Place and Time wood decor, and it doesn't really have a name. It says Funhouse Craft, but we found this in the fall decorations, I think.
It was 40
And
or
it's
50
a wood
off.
frame, and it's just like an inch deep, maybe. And
It is.
I am going to finish the Halloween wreath on this. And then I found this broom. And so the broom, I don't know if it'll go up or down, but it'll get glued probably onto the side or across the top. We'll see when I finish it. And then hopefully this ribbon will work for it too. So hopefully next time you see these, they're an FFO with
Yeah.
the Halloween wreath. So that was fun at Joann's. And then we also went to Persnickety. I've been there like every week since you started working there. And I got, first of all, some threads. I had ordered these for my Calvin and Clyde project, so they will go in that. And then I picked up this book to join Michelle in the Jack-o'-lantern Jubilee Stitch Along. And so I'm going to start on that hopefully in the next day or two. And I picked up a couple of the colors that are in the patterns. Most of the ones I think I have, or I have something close enough. So I have this all kitted up in my Halloween bag, and I pulled some of the linens that I bought at the garage sale to stitch a few of those pieces on. They're all, I think, mystery linens. They were in the bags.
Yeah.
And then Vicky said,
then-
I have another model I want you to stitch. And I said, but I haven't fished 2 of the other ones you gave me. She said, that's okay, I'll just load you up. So she gave me ink circles, blue velvet.
Oh, it's shining. It's reflecting.
Yeah,
Take
okay. I'll open it up. And this is, I think, a new ink circles pattern, or at
Yeah, it
least
just came in
new
last
to
week.
her. And I haven't done an ink circles before, but I really like them. Maybe I'm not going to get it out of them. There we go. Okay, so ink circles blue velvet, and it's all one thread. And so she asked me to stitch it with wildflowers instead of DMC. I'll hold that up. So it's going to be that lovely variegated blue. We pulled out about 25 different blues and landed on that one. And it's going to go on 32 count Lugana Silvery Moon. And this is just
really pretty.
It's just barely gray, and with the blues on it, it really looks
Can
pretty.
you hold it closer? Then they may be able to see the variegation.
Yeah.
It's a really pretty thread.
Yes, very pretty. So, yeah.
And we're pretty much DMC Sampler Threads Weeks Classic Colorworks people.
Yeah.
So using this is a new experience, and it'll be fun to see how it works.
And then I bought something today, and I don't know where I put it.
And I also did get
here it
floss across time, but I haven't gotten quite as crazy as somebody else I know.
So the reason my mom is working this weekend, oh, you already said it's Vicky's birthday.
Yeah.
And so she is running a sale in the shop.
Yeah.
And so Vicky's birthday, but you get the presents sale. And so I wandered around the whole shop, and I found this Lizzie Kate pattern that was tucked away in the corner. She still has a little bit of Lizzie Kate around there. Hats off to Halloween too. And I love this tall one. But I thought, wouldn't it be fun to stitch it on something a little bit different? So I picked up this fabric, which is
it's a plaid.
a 28 count plaid purple. So I'll probably have to change a few of the colors here, which is fine. I'll just adjust them, but I'm excited about doing something kind of really different.
Yeah.
From a fabric perspective. And that's for me. That's not a model stitch.
And is this the model you're doing for her?
Yes, but I haven't started it yet. I'll show it when I start it. Like I said, she's loading me up. So that's all my haul.
Oh, yes.
And you know what I just realized?
What?
We were going to give away the Halloween book, and we totally forgot. So on our next video, we will have the Halloween just cross-stitch magazine that was sent to us by Ginger as a giveaway. So if you're interested in that, come back quickly next time.
Yes. And stitch fast.
Yeah.
Okay, so the last thing is the knitting and quilting, crocheting, and I'm working on the sweater, and I started the sleeves, and I'm doing them 2 at a time. That way they're even. So see how long they're getting? They have to be about 5 or 5.5 inches. So I
Put it up close.
that's also, I take that when I go to tennis matches, because I can kind of knit blindly, and sometimes watching TV
It's really
and stuff.
pretty.
So it's coming along.
So there are 2 sleeves on the
there's
same
2 sleeves.
set of needles.
Yeah.
Looking good.
So I'm excited about getting.
And you said
knitting
you
project
decided
done.
to start with the sleeves before you finished the body.
Well, because I wanted to do 2 sleeves so they'd be identical, and I needed 2 skeins of yarn, and I was afraid that if I didn't start them now and I was working on the body of the sweater, all of a sudden I'd wind up with like 1 and a partial 1 and stuff. So I just kind of put the body aside
2 fresh starts.
and got two fresh skeins.
Yeah. And then I had one quilting project that I worked on last weekend when we were together. So this is Urban Chained by So Kind of Wonderful. And I started this at our retreat back in May, and I brought it home almost done. Didn't touch it. So it is now finished, all sewn together into a quilt top. Let's see. I think I can open it up to the next fold.
Here, give it to me. There.
Yeah. So
She finished that last weekend when we were sewing together.
yeah, so next up for this one is to figure out how I'm going to quilt it. This one there weren't as many greens on that side, I don't think.
No.
Lots of pretty greens and blues, brown, purple. Yeah, so this fabric all the fabric in the chains came in a kit, and then I bought the backring fabric. So hopefully I'll get that one finished soon too.
Yeah.
Or maybe it'll sit around for a couple years.
Yeah, you never know. You
Okay.
never know.
I think that's
So we'll just
everything.
quickly review the retreat dates are March 18th to the 20th. That's the 2 Doll Stitchers retreat, and that is still has plenty of space. We've got at least 10 to 14 spaces, I think. And then the August 18th to 21st is the Indie Summer Stitchers retreat. And right now that is full, but if you want to sign up for that and get on the wait list, go ahead and just send your registration. You don't have to send a check right now.
great. I think that's everything.
I think we're wow.
Yeah.
We had a busy, you know,
We
we
had a
didn't
busy-
think we did, but we were like, what are we going to talk about? We say that every time, and we never shut up.
I also
But-
say I'm not going to buy anything between now and the next video. I already told her I'm coming back to the shop tomorrow to buy more. So there will be more haul in the next video.
So yes, so oops,
Okay.
somebody sneezed. So
All right.
yes,
Well, I think that's everything.
Yes.
We'll go get a drink and put you to bed early so
Yeah.
you can be fresh
Right.
at the shop tomorrow.
Yes.
So thanks again, everybody. We appreciate you watching. We appreciate
Yes.
your comments. And we
if
have
you're new, thank you for joining us. Hope
Yeah.
you can subscribe. We would love to have you come back.
yes,
We love to read your comments. They're great. They're always fun.
yes,
Always fun. And be sure and tell your friends.
Yeah.
We're growing. We're almost to 3,000 subscribers.
close, yeah.
So we'll have another giveaway pretty soon.
At 3,000.
We've been talking about what we're going to make,
Mhm.
and we have several different things in mind. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
stick around.
Take care, everybody.
Yes.
Have a great day and
Have a nice
keep
weekend.
stitching.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.